Welcome back to another video here on Free Will Photos. Today, we're taking a look at masking again, but not the way that you probably would think. Now, to set the tone, since the Photo RAW 2026 release, we have experienced challenges or at least confusion with masking inside of the effects module. What if I told you that ON1 had a tool built into it that allows you to kind of mask the way that you would expect? So that's what I'm going to show you because that's exactly what's happening here. Let's jump into the computer and take a look. All right, so here we are inside of ON1 Photo RAW. And as you can see, we have a photo. I haven't done anything to this image. Now, the tool that I'm talking about using is Super Select AI. And the reason Super Select AI works is it allows you to paint in the tool or the effect in the image where you want it to go. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I come over to the left tool wheel, I can click on the little wand here, and this is going to activate the Super Select AI tool. Now, if you're using keyboard shortcuts, you can absolutely press the letter K, and that'll select or activate the Super Select AI tool. Now, for those of you who are new to ON1 Photo RAW and you're not quite familiar with what this tool is or what it even does, think of this as an AI selection brush where you don't actually have to paint anything. You just click and select the area. Let me show you what that means. If I hover over my image, you'll see that I have a crosshair here. And wherever I place this crosshair, it's going to highlight the area blue. And if I click it, then I've selected that area. And I can select multiple areas. All I have to do is come around here and just keep clicking. Now, depending on where you hover your mouse, you may select more of the area. So this is one of those finesse tools where you kind of have to play around with it to get what you want, but it does work. So I can click there and all is well. Now, if you ever select more than you need, you can hold down the Option key and you'll notice I now get a minus symbol, and that's just going to allow me to subtract the selection from my image. And that's extremely helpful, all that good stuff. One other thing that you need to know about the Super Select AI tool is you can click and drag to create a box. So if I only wanted to select the people in this image, then I just click and drag. And then as soon as I let go, it's going to put the blue highlight around them, indicating that they are selected. So now that I have the people selected, it's time to actually apply the adjustment. However, before I do that, I need to make sure that I have paint selected. And you really only have two modes with Super Select AI. You have paint and you have erase. If I click on paint, that's going to paint the effect into the area that's blue here. And that's what I want to do. So let's apply a curves adjustment to just the couple. I'm going to click the drop down arrow here under apply. And the first one is adjustments, and that's local adjustments. So you don't really need to use this technique to use the local adjustments because the masking tools work pretty well in the regards of how they work there. However, I'm going to come down to curves, and I have now applied the curves adjustment layer to the couple. Now, of course, you don't really see anything on this image because the curves doesn't actually do anything when you apply it. So let's go ahead and make them a little bit brighter. I'm going to come to the midtones here, and you can see I'm only applying the curves adjustment to the couple. It's not going anywhere else in the image. Now, let's say I wanted to fade this in, and this is where the power of this technique really comes in. I can come over to my mask layers. I can hit the plus icon, and then I can come down to gradient, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit a subtract gradient. And what that does is you can see it starts to fade that away from the couple. Now, this is a little backwards from what I wanted to do, so I'm just going to rotate it around like this and then pull it down. So that way I am leaving the top portion of the couple untouched or masked in, applied with the adjustment applied. And then the tail end of the couple is not actually lit. So it makes the light look a little bit more natural. Now, if I turn this off and turn it back on, you can see the couple looks a little bit brighter compared to the rest of the scene. And I didn't have to come up here and play around with all these masks and try to figure out what works and what doesn't work. So if you were having issues with masking inside of the effects module, hopefully this technique will help you out. You let me know what your thoughts are on it in the comment section below. Now, if you want to pick up ON1 Photo RAW, consider using the affiliate link in the description box below. There's also a coupon code, and depending on when you are purchasing, it may or may not work. But if you do use it, I make a small commission and I greatly appreciate it. And it's at no extra charge to you. So it's a win-win for everyone. Now, if you want to learn more about using ON1 Photo RAW and get your techniques mastered a little bit faster, consider signing up for a training call with me. A link for that can be found in the description box below. And until next time, I want you to stay inspired and keep creating. Peace.